Crypto.XL. High risk, high reward. 50 to 100x. Altcoin pics. Not financial advice. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Crypto.XL. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on. Good day. Hello. Good evening. Good morning, depending on when you're catching this. This is Crypto.XL, where we bring you non-financial advice concerning the cryptocurrency markets. Welcome. All right, let's jump right on in. So Bitcoin currently at 64,266. That's refreshing, right? Because we were dipping. We went as low as 56,300, and now we're reverting back. If you were to take a look historically on the chart, here was the first mountain back in April of 2021. It's approximately 65,000. We received a 50% loss at that point, and we hit approximately 30,000, only to get life back in us in a rebirth, hitting 69,000 in November of 2021. And since then, the bear market of 2022, we've pretty much been going down from there. This is a period of time, I would say, after April of 2022, when a lot of projects just went to zero. There were a lot of projects from last cycle that did not make it. And then FTX near the bottom. FTX was actually the bottom right here around November of 2022. And that was nail in the coffin. This was a period of the most doom and gloom. They said that crypto is not going to come back. US is going to regulate crypto out of existence. No one is going to trust exchanges again because of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and the failure of Voyager, Celsius, and many other reputable institutions. This was also after Terra Luna went to zero. A lot of projects went to zero, a lot of lending institutions went to zero, and hundreds of millions of dollars, actually billions of dollars was lost in this entire fiasco and through this entire period right here that I'm circling. So since then, since November of 2022, we were going sideways for a while. Bitcoin hit approximately 15,500 at the lows, and since then, it's been a steady climb upwards. Pretty much a steady climb upwards with some slight sideways action here from August of 2023, a little bit sideways, and that sideways action only lasted 2.5 months, because October of 2023, we started heading up again. So the best time to have gotten in, if you wanted to mark the exact bottom, was the FTX debacle back here in December of 2022. So from 15,500 to where we are now. Well, before we get to that, from the 15,500, we've reached approximately $73,000 before the almost 2 months of going down from there. We went all the way back down to 56,800 on a wick. So this is a weekly chart here. And so why do I bring all of this up, like this recent history? Reason why I bring all of this up is because where are we in the cycle? I think it's pretty important to know where we are in the cycle. And based on past history and what happened, like the prior halving was in 2020, all the way back here, actually, April of 2020. And since then, it's been, pretty much upwards until, what after the bull market, what I told you, what happened in 2022. So we're approximately somewhere around here. We're a little bit after the halving. We're definitely after the halving. Another thing too, we were higher than this price over here. We're higher because we are approximately at all-time highs, right? So it's possible that we're right here. And if that is the case, that would mean that we're going to be looking to head into a boom pretty soon, right? We're going to have a leg up pretty soon. So on this wick and on pullbacks, I would recommend accumulating. I would if I was giving financial advice, but I'm not. I'm giving financial advice. I'm just showing you my opinion of what I would do. I would be accumulating on these pullbacks because I'm anticipating us continuing to head to the upside. Now, a big question comes into how long are we going to continue to go up? I mean, we've already hit 73,000. How long are we going to continue to go up before we get some serious pullbacks? And looking at the prior chart, after the halving, this was the halving right here was around April 2020, and we went sideways and we went up, but we went up significantly all the way until the next year, until April of 2021. So from April of 2020 to April of 2021, that's around 1 year. We've gone up tremendously, right? So this is approximately 5,000, from 5,000 to 65,000, right? That's around a 13x in a year. So this is what happened from April of 2020 to April of 2021. So what that means here, if we were to do something similar from this point here, I don't think we're going to do a 13x because that would be quite ambitious, right? Because we've been getting diminishing returns, right? But just for giggles, if we're at approximately 65,000 and we were to do a 13x, that would be 845,000. So absolutely not. I don't think we're going to do that. I think that's insane. But if we were to use diminishing returns, and let's say we do a 2.6 from here, right? Because I think the law of diminishing returns is something like you take the number and divide by 5.1. That's not exactly the number, but it's close enough, right? So 13 divided by that would give you about 2.6. So if we were to do a 2.5 from here, right, it's like 65,000 times 2.5 would give me something around 162,500. Bear in mind that I'm giving you my, these are scientific guesses. I'm not guaranteeing that we're going to hit that number, but should we go around that range, your spider sense should be tingling. You should be feeling that we're pretty high up, and it's irrational exuberance. If we continue to go up, it would be even more irrational. Anything can happen in crypto, and anything can happen in the world of investing. There is going to be a lot of hype and a lot of craziness going on, and it's about to happen. It's going to happen before the end of this year. I guarantee, or I can't guarantee anything, but I will say before the end of this year, you're going to see a lot of explosions. It's highly likely that you see a lot of irrational things happen in the market. So that's why it's very important to be liquid, and more importantly, to make sure that you have your bags packed and ready for the trip. Do also remember that a lot of people lose in this market. So the only way for a lot of people to lose is for something to happen that no one thinks is going to happen, right? So at this point, it might be something that we go very, very high in a short period of time. And then when everyone thinks that we're going to continue to go higher, it's possible for them to pull the chairs out from under us and we end up diving back down. I'm just throwing out possibilities that might happen, right? It may or may not happen, but it's important to be aware of some of the possibilities that could go down. What I do know is that we are after the halving. I do know that we've tested the 21-week EMA, and we've wicked back up, and also know that we're maintaining our structure. This is a bullish structure to the upside, right? So again, it's going to be really, really interesting. If I were to just guess what's going to happen, I would think we'd see a similar pattern to what has happened before, where we see a peak in Q1 of 2025 with a severe pullback, and maybe finishing up in November with another peak. That's what I would guess would happen. But that all being said, it's important to manage your risk and to take profit on the way up, especially when you get high up, if we get to some irrational numbers, because I don't know if this is going to be sustainable. I kind of doubt it. But I will say this, when you're that high up, when you start going really, really high up, at that point, it's going to feel like it's possible that we're never going to come down. That's what it's going to feel like. And if you get that feeling that, oh, this is never going to come down, then be afraid. Be very afraid. If we start to get to the feeling where everyone is saying that this market's never going to die, this is the best thing ever, it's going to replace fiat currency, we're going to the moon and we're never coming back, just at that point, I would start taking some profit. I would start locking something in. No, I don't think the bull market's going to be over in early, or over by the end of this year, or early 2025. But what I will tell you, should we start getting some astronomical numbers, because I know that it's possible for it to become irrational really, really fast, I'm going to be banking some profit. So if we end up doing some ridiculous numbers really, really quickly, at least I could say, at least I locked in some cash, and at least I could say I locked in profit. Because again, these markets are irrational, and it's about to get more irrational. With all of the things that are going on in the financial markets and in the world, and with the fact that I know that the Western world is about to start printing a lot of currency, and they're about to flood the market, flood the people, and flood the investors with a lot of cash. The potential here for this to be a powder keg and to create an explosion in risk on assets is quite high. And I think we could become extremely irrational by 2020. By the end of 2024, we could become very irrational. And the prices that you're seeing now for these cryptos, you're going to wish that you bought more. In my opinion, just in my opinion, guys. That's all I can give you is my scientific guess. I don't control the markets. I don't control the price of Bitcoin. I'm merely an observer and giving you my opinion here. But if you want to know more, check me out on Patreon. I will be going more in depth and letting you know exactly when I'm buying and what I'm buying. And one of these cryptos that I'm bullish on is GTAI. I've been extremely bullish on GTAI. It's been a minute. Do recognize that GTAI has hit $5.30 in the past, and it has pulled back, right? It's pulled back. So now would be a really good time to accumulate if you were not accumulating before, right? So this, again, might be your last opportunity to accumulate the crypto you want at a decent price, because after these last few weeks, I think we're going to start seeing new highs in a lot of these projects, a lot of these micro cap projects that have a small market cap, right? You're going to see 10x's out of nowhere, heading towards the end of 2024. So a 10x is basically turning $1,000 into $10,000, right? But there's multiple crypto that's about to happen to. It's GTAI. There is VIA, which just released their launchpad. So the second they start dropping tokens is the second that this launchpad takes off, and it starts going back up to its all-time high, $2.60 and beyond. Right? There's multiple cryptos that we could build up, that we could bring up, that are about to explode. Right? That you were wishing for these prices before, and now the prices are here, and people are not accumulating. Right? But again, AI tech is another one, right? It was just at 50 cents. Now it's at 20 cents. It's going to go past 50 cents, and it's going to happen very, very soon. And it's going to explode, right? So AI tech, open fabric AI. There's just so many. There's so many good projects that are going to garner outsized returns and outsized gains, right? $32 million market cap, fully diluted is $266 million. It's very easy to pick up projects that are gonna outperform. I mean, AGIX is another one. Yes, there's so many. And for those who did not have a chance to pick up second because it went up too high too quickly, now's your chance, right? It's been up to 11, to a penny, to a little over a penny, and it's came back to 0.006. So something this small, that's a $2 million market cap, 2.6 million, fully diluted to 60 million. Something this small, it's very easy for it to go to 100x, right? It's tiny, and it's the leader at what it does. But guys, I just wanted to touch base with you again to let you know what's going on in the market, and to let you know that the clock is ticking. Time is running out. So if you don't make your move now, you might not have a chance to make your move. Okay? And again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my observation. This is the way I see the market. All right? So I have some other things to take care of, but absolutely, I'm going to keep on dropping the information, and I'm going to keep on giving you these gems. I have a ton of gems coming up that are projects that I'm going to be reviewing. So make sure to stay tuned, and shout out to the Patreons. I'll be dropping some buy alerts pretty soon, and we're going to keep the show rolling. All right. So take care. This has been Crypto.XL with your market update, and we stay winning as usual. Nothing new, just a different day. Different day, a different play. Crypto.XL.